Not particularly. I have just been replaying through some missions on Ace Combat 7. That's about all I've done.
Yeah. I've started a bit of love for NBA 2K again, but I'm also starting to realize why I stopped playing last year again.
Yeah.
It's just that mindless recycling of like, create a build, get excited. Oh, it's going to cost you 300,000 VC to get it to a 90. 300,000 VC is like $80, and it's like, why? What was the whole? What was the whole point?
Yeah.
The worst thing for me the other year was I think the previous year I'd almost got the platinum on it, and I was real excited for the new one. Got it, and got the like collector's edition or whatever. So I got the 300,000 like VC,
yeah,
with the game. So I was like, sweet. Sat there, looked up this build, thought this is perfect. This is exactly how I played last year. Did the build, played through like a few bits, like early doors. Went, yeah, this isn't bad. Spent all the VC on it, and then hated the build.
Yeah,
and it was like, yeah, cool. Luckily, the build was still half decent in the rec center, so it wasn't a total loss. Which was where I was spending most of my time at that point. But
it's worse now though, because only builds that become good are ones that have game breaking aspects to it. So a patch that 2K's brought through that have ruined the build system. There'll be a small window where you can get the perfect build, but you built one 6 months ago, and you're like, I'm not spending another $75 now. But there's the perfect build. It's just yeah.
2K are ripping enough money out of people as it is.
Especially now with that,
more like EA every day.
I actually think they're worse than EA.
I'm getting to the point of where I'm starting to think they're a bit worse than EA. They did that. There's that agreement you now have to. There's that terms and conditions agreement you now have to accept to play the game, which basically means you can't sue the company or take any legal action against the company for any of the price gouging they're doing for VC.
Yeah. Well, they're in court for it at the moment, aren't they?
I think they're lost. Either that or they are still.
One of the two. Because they claim that even though the VC doesn't actually exist and we purchase it as players, they still own the VC.
Yeah.
Even though they claim it doesn't actually technically exist, and
what
the fuck are you on about?
They'll try to appropriate it to. They'll try to appropriate it to almost like gambling and stuff. Same kind of like that FIFA vibe. But yeah.
As far as I understand, terms like that in a terms and conditions agreement don't actually hold up in court. So even if they put that in an agreement that you have to sign, it probably, if you sued them, it probably wouldn't hold up in court anyway.
Yeah, it just
deters not
people from thinking they could.
I'm not a legal expert, but I believe there have been cases in the past where terms like that have appeared in agreements and they've actually meant nothing.
Yeah. Well, it's that issue now as well, though, is that 2K are putting it that forward. It's like if you don't agree to those specific terms, then you can't play the game. So there's a lot of people that have just like, no.
Because you could always argue, well, I've already spent my money buying this game, and you haven't made me sign this agreement until after I've already bought it, with the assumption that I'll be able to play the game, and now you're telling me that I can't unless I sign this agreement that I wouldn't agree to.
Yeah, I feel that's.
Speaking of 2K, probably look at tomorrow's release, WWE 2K24, and their ratings. Now, this is a subject that has come up between us a few times.
Yeah.
With people being a bit unhappy with certain ratings, understandably. But obviously, here we are. Let's see if I can. Let's go share screen.
Who do we all think has the number one? Who do we all think we taking the punt for number one ratings? I mean, we know, but obviously it's going to be.
Well, I have it up here. That's
so do I. So yeah.
So I'm going to put it up on the screen. So this is the males. It's obviously starting at the top. We've got Roman Reigns. This surprised me. The fact that all these legends were next.
There's 10 legends between current superstars on the ratings list is nuts to me.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh yeah,
eight between Seth Rollins.
Sorry, from 1 to 10. Sorry, there's space, but it's between the 1st and the 10th.
Do we
Reigns to Rollins?
Do we agree that 2014 Undertaker is better than any version of Bret Hart?
Yes.
Really? I suppose it depends about your opinions on Bret Hart, but
we don't sheep like you and I as a we no, but yeah, okay. Isn't 14 Taker okay?
14. Which one? What was 14 Taker? Was that?
Didn't he lose the streak in 14 or was it 15?
Yeah, was it? Yeah.
It's around about that time. Yeah.
I mean, he was still very strong in that match until he got the concussion.
Yeah, like 2 minutes in. He lost it in 2014. 2014 Taker, streak losing Taker is rated higher than Bret Hart.
So if it just says Undertaker, are we assuming that's the current version of the Undertaker?
Well, yes.
Yeah. Or at
least,
I guess.
So the retired version of the Undertaker is, and again, is that current Hulk Hogan? I see. I don't quite understand why, like The Rock is on there, who's a current wrestler, but he's just The Rock. But then also Hulk Hogan's on there, who's hasn't.
Well, they probably put The Rock's status as legend before the TKO deal, I'd assume. And then they've probably just been like, they're just going to keep that because chances are of him doing however many matches after the WrestleMania thing is probably not super high.
No, nine times out of 10, what they do in this situation is they'll have the Undertaker in the game, so there'll be one version of that you use for like everything. But then like Undertaker 09 is like
there'll be a WrestleMania moment.
Different move sets. But you can't have two people with the same name, so
yeah.
They just put the
like if legend status Undertaker, I'm super happy with him being top 5. That's like very fair. Because I guess it's overall Taker, but like, yeah, putting Undertaker 2014 that high is kind of nuts. But I guess maybe he's rated that high considering how hard of a challenge he has to prove in showcase mode, because he's probably going to have to be a hard character to face.
Yeah, because I'm assuming you're taking him on with Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, it would make the most sense because you'd have to win the match. So
no, because Brock Lesnar's not playable.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah, they changed it, which means
so he's in the game, but he's not playable. So maybe you play as Undertaker, and the goal is to win the match
against random strong NPC with sword tattoo on the front.
They may have actually changed that completely, and had like rather than having say Hogan in the match against Andre. Like it'll be a created superstar going through it. So you go through and you live those moments, but you still unlock the Undertaker, you still unlock Hogan.
So you go through as a 120-pound man, and it's somehow amazing that Hulk Hogan gives you.
Well, no, because you'd play as Hogan because you're always going to play as the winner,
right?
I'm just trying to look through because
the same as John Cena's one. So they did the whole John Cena showcase, but you never actually played as John Cena until the very end. You always
beat John Cena.
Like Edge or Rey Mysterio or JBL or
he's
the Big Show.
Yeah.
Bray Wyatt.
maybe it's because I just looked up Undertaker's 2014, like kind of what he did seasonally for that year through WWE, and it's
Not a lot.
It's literally lost streak. So yeah, would be curious to see how that's gonna play.
The
But
fact that there's
we got to look past because we'll never get anywhere down the list.
This is the section that I want to look through from 10 onwards, because there are a number of guys in here who surely have to be higher up than some versions of the Undertaker. Just for example,
Randy Orton.
yeah,
Bruno Sammartino would have, like, I know, like, obviously he's old wrestling.
This shocks me.
But what? How high or how low it is?
How high it is?
What? No.
I think, well, the last time they
low.
had the Fiend in the game, they only had him rated at like 86, 87.
Yeah, but the last time the Fiend was in the game, he was alive. Rest in peace to Bray Wyatt, by the way. But you know, they're gonna give him a higher standing because it's gonna have more meaning. Because this is probably, well, hopefully not the last game we see him in, but you know, I'm assuming he was contracted to be in this game before his unfortunate passing. So chances are they've given him that boost on at least one of his characters to go from there.
Like, for example, Hollywood Hogan being so low when Hulk Hogan is right up there, like right near the top.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I mean,
number 6. Yeah.
This is what you've also got to look at, though. Excuse me. Right, so you're looking at, okay, that's number 6, but he's 94. So is John Cena. So is Taker 14. Right, there's only 2 overall between them.
Yeah, but on the technicality, that's true. But on the technicality list, he is still 16. But you could say he's 15th, I guess, if you really wanted to. But
now I have just seen something here that is a bit interesting. Cody Rhodes Elite.
I
never saw that on the DLC.
Did you not? The pre-order bonuses you get dashing Cody Rhodes and unhandsome Cody Rhodes. And undashing, sorry.
Yeah, but what? Yeah.
Oh, that's you know what that is, yeah? Because I know what that is. That was a recent announcement about a week ago. That's the Mattel Cody Rhodes.
Oh, yes.
Yes. That's his action figure.
Yes.
Yeah, because I've seen this
weird,
stuff.
isn't it?
I've seen that they're putting in Mattel action figures into the game. Because they're going to be
matches will play like stop motion?
I don't know. Because I get one. Is it the Rock you get? Or is it one of them you get with a locker code that for when it comes out tomorrow?
No idea. To be honest,
what do we think about
John Cena NWO? What?
Yeah, 2020 NWO Cena. What were you saying, Stu?
What do we think about Bruno Sammartino only being rated 91? He's before all of our time, but
he is one of the greatest for a reason.
He is one of the greatest, and by far the longest title run in WWE.
But there's nobody else
/WWF/WWE history.
There's nobody else, like, even from around that time that is up there. Apart from maybe superstar Billy Graham.
You should still... Yeah, but Billy Graham's higher. So...
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Sammartino should be like top 10 at least. He should be a 93 or a 94. People probably aren't going to use him that much, and that's not to discredit Bruno. It's just they probably won't. But he should still at least get that rating, you know, as one of the best. Also, NWO Cena, I think it's going to be an action figure Cena as well. But yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Now, this hurts. Eddie Guerrero and Logan Paul having the same rating.
Oh.
I don't disagree with it, though.
All right, you're going to have to defend this. Shoot.
You've had 2 pretty frosty takes so far, Sheep. So, like, I mean, you can't let that one slip.
The current stars are rated on
where they
are on the card, and B, their popularity. Like, you're not telling me that, Jey Uso deserves to be above JBL, but where is he on the card?
I'd actually kind of argue he is.
Nah. JBL is one of the greatest heels of all time.
But it's personal bias because I hate JBL. And not just as a heel.
He did his job.
No, exactly. I hate him as a heel,
job.
but I also just don't like him as a human being. So there's that as like just not a
like to any of these guys.
Gunther deserves to be there.
Yeah, Gunther deserves, but do any of these guys deserve to be rated lower than Yokozuna? Like, do you know what I mean? Well, technically they're the same rating, but they've got them rated that way.
I'd argue Eddie Guerrero should probably be a 91.
Look, I'm not disagreeing that Eddie Guerrero shouldn't be higher. I'm just saying that I don't think Logan Paul deserves to be any lower than where he is.
I'm saying nonsense. That's what you're saying. Eddie Guerrero's, I don't know. I'd say like a 93, probably, like peak Guerrero. Like you got like winning the I guess what you would call the Undisputed Championship then. Like, gotta be.
The other thing you got to think about is the way that they structure their stats to actually create that overall.
Yeah, but if it's based on those attributes, then
Logan shouldn't be a 90.
Nothing. Yeah, then it's nothing to do.
Then Akira Tozawa shouldn't be a 68.
Well, exactly.
Tozawa shouldn't be a 68 then, because
it is do everything in the ring.
No,
you're either got to go by how they're basing the attributes, or how they're basing them on the card. If they're basing them on the card, that's okay, but it means they're inflating their attributes,
which they would for a game.
Yes, is fine, but the logic is still that Logan Paul is still very high.
He is very high.
Yeah,
but at the same time, I don't think having him there as a playable character that high when he's done more than he did last year, and I think last year he was 86.
And
he's
I'm glad we picked this topic because we don't need any other topics for the squad talk today. This is it. We're going to be doing this for hours. We're going to be doing this for at least an hour, and we'll be done.
That shocks me. Batista at an 89.
Well, and Kurt Angle and Randy Savage.
Oh. And Bobby Lashley's that high.
Yeah.
Drew McIntyre's that high.
Drew McIntyre should be that high. It's pretty. Drew McIntyre is very funny. I'm not going to crack it at you. I know you've had about 3 or 4 bad takes so far, Sheep. So like you're on your 5th. That's fine.
That was pure fishing.
You're fishing. I know. I'm aware. But that's pretty in there.
Michael's 05 only an 89.
That is your turn.
Yeah, there was Michael's 09 that was a touch higher, which is.
It was like top 15.
Fair enough. But then I think that surely there must, and maybe there isn't even a 90s version of Shawn Michaels in here, but surely
it should be.
Probably would
surely a 90s version of Shawn Michaels should be in the top 20.
Well, there's Razor Ramon 97,
here. 97 Austin 89. Like that's.
Yeah, but go look up. I think there was another. There's 01 Austin is 96. So.
Look at all the people Kevin Nash is above.
Oh, don't. He's so overrated. He's so overrated.
This is what gets me. Kevin Nash and Diesel, same person, one difference, but yet Scott Hall, Razor Ramon, exactly the same.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's only called Diesel because he moved like a bloody diesel truck. He's Captain Quad Tear. He should not be that. Yeah, it's just me.
Vince McMahon, isn't it?
Yeah, they've got a whole NWO series. They've got a whole NWO series from.
Yeah, they'll be
unless
it's the promos. Do you not remember the NWO WCW promos with new superstars?
I reckon because it's Bray Wyatt and Cena, it's from the Firefly Funhouse match.
It is. That's the whole part of it. John Cena did a whole bit piece about it during the WrestleMania 36. Like there's a whole thing with John doing the air guitar with the big gold belt, and yeah, like I think it's the rebooking series or whatever it is. But yeah, like there's that, and then Bray was also kind of in that section. So yeah, they'll be adding it to that.
Ouch! 86 for Mankind. Like,
yeah,
I think
it's probably fair.
86.
Nah,
To be fair though, what you can't rate him that much higher. Like I get it though. Like
Maybe. And what's the generic version of Stone Cold's an 86?
Yeah.
That must be like him just starting like
But
Austin 316 Stone Cold or something.
No,
has there ever been a
97 Stone Cold here at 89?
Yeah, and then there's 01 Stone Cold, which is a 96.
Has there ever been a version of Stone Cold when he's actually been called Stone Cold that has been like not amazing?
Anything in the last 10 years where he was still technically Stone Cold. Or the Kevin Owens match. The Kevin Owens match Stone Cold from 38. 39,
yeah, okay,
38.
but
Yeah.
like if
That's
you're gonna
probably
do
current him.
if you're gonna do that by one-off returns, then
Yeah.
it should probably be rated lower than 86.
Either that or we
this
should
one.
give him an overall rating for his complete time. Booker T as an 85 is... it's
89 I would take, but 85 is a bit low.
87 is probably where I'd like...
One of the greatest champions of all time.
Yeah.
One of the most decorated wrestlers of all time. The first person to be a 2-time Hall of Famer.
Yeah, the 5-time. Yeah, I know. But like they're probably putting they're attributing his WWE run into this, which only had flashes of brilliance.
True.
I love Booker. I loved Booker. Don't get me wrong.
I know.
But
when he was King of the Ring, like it was pretty damn good.
King Booker, my favorite. Sheep's least.
No, it was one of my favorite of all time.
Sorry, I'm thinking of another friend. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Seeing
But
2008 Kane there, that like 85 has just made me think: have we seen a? Yeah, and I don't know.
There's 94. There's 94 Michaels.
94 Shawn Michaels should be in the 90s. He was amazing.
Farouk is listed higher than him.
One of the best performers of all time in his peak in 94.
What?
Come on.
Rowdy Roddy Piper is an 84. Oh my god.
No, Piper did not. Piper wasn't as good as everyone remembers.
He was still iconic enough to have a high rating.
He was iconic. He was a great on-screen performer, but like I guess he was pushed as being a massive threat in the ring.
He wasn't.
He was iconic more for his mic skills than he was for his in-ring ability.
But if we're talking about how iconic people are, it puts that same reference as how revered people are. Logan Paul's a bloody 90.
Yeah, well,
right.
Exactly.
Yeah. Jey Uso's a 90. Don't get me wrong. I like Jey Uso. He's not a 90.
Jey Uso getting a 90 and Jimmy Uso getting an 84, and people couldn't tell them apart 2 years ago.
Well, Jimmy getting an 84 is deserved. He's not interesting or doing anything at the moment, so also less interesting on to hear do a promo. Old school Steiner Bros.
Old school Scott Steiner getting an 83.
Yeah, that's hard.
So where's Big Papa Pump Steiner?
Oh, come on, Dominic Mysterio, the same rating as 92 Bret Hart.
What
a joke!
This is hurting a little. I can't lie.
Dominic Mysterio getting a higher rating than Ricochet and Ilya Dragunov is a little bit harsh. And Carmelo.
I mean, NXT though.
I know they are.
You can't rate them too high.
Those two, but
yeah, I get.
And the Miz.
No, I'm happy with that.
And Chad Gable.
Oh no.
And even Shane McMahon, like, come on, Shane would absolutely kick Dom's ass.
No, I like Shane at a 79, to be honest.
You're doing Rikishi dirty there. Yokozuna in, like, what, 18th spot?
Bron Breakker and Kofi Kingston being the same rating kills me a little because Kofi deserves better treatment there. Like, don't get me wrong, Bron is a deserved 80. Like, he only just hit the main roster. He'll be much higher very soon, but Kofi deserves better than that.
But how are you having Bron Breakker, who's tipped as being like the next Brock Lesnar style wrestler?
That's his whole thing. Yeah.
Lower than Ilya Dragunov and Carmelo Hayes, who are still down in NXT.
Yeah.
Like, again, doing dirty.
I could see arguments for some of these a little bit earlier, and now it's really failing.
Mask Kane 79. Are you kidding
that's
me?
That's second period Mask Kane. No, that's not the first.
Yeah,
you can see that's the
that
wasn't
like part time.
Yeah, and he wasn't the greatest in that mask, but we haven't seen Masked Kane yet, and I get a feeling he's that kills me. Big E and Xavier Woods being, oh my goodness.
Well, Big E, I kind of get. Like, Big E's not been around for a while.
No, a WWE champion is not a 78. It's just not. No. It doesn't matter. Xavier Woods, like, yeah.
Bad Bunny dropping down as well.
Yeah, it's a little.
Like, they had Bad Bunny was rated like 88, 89 last year.
Yeah.
Which is too high, though.
Oh, massively too high.
Like an 82. An 82, I probably feel is like, just considering the performance he put in against Priest, like, I would have been okay with that.
But then you're going to have
Tyler Bate,
Elton Prince, Kit Wilson, Dijak, Tyler Bate, all below him.
Almost should just be like
Montez Ford a 76. Are you? Nah, now you're taking the piss.
That's the one that you choose.
Yeah, right. I mean, to be fair,
Montez Ford.
He's really just a tag team wrestler at the moment, though. So, like, you can't
fair.
give him much more. He deserves more. I like Montez Ford, but like,
so like Sikoa's pretty much just a tag team wrestler at the moment.
Nah, he's a crappy singles match wrestler.
Yeah. Finn Balor.
Finn Balor at least has like previous history and is a Universal Champion. Also, I'm not saying he's not too high, but like
on the point of Solo Sikoa, when was the last time he won a match?
A long time ago.
And he's got an 86.
I think it might have been his squash against John Cena.
It was. He hasn't won a match since Cena, I don't think.
Yeah, he's had a lot of DQs. Like,
I love that the Hurricane has a higher rating than O2 Cena.
That just makes me happy.
97 Eddie down here with like William Regal, Joe Coffey.
William Regal getting his 76
William Regal should be higher.
That's insane. William Regal should be at least mid 80s, and that's still kind of like. But I get it. Not a big card guy. That's fair enough. Karrion Kross should be lower.
Boogeyman getting a 74. Jeez.
You're just mad because you have his 99 card.
Yeah.
Or his 98
card. I think it's 97, but yeah.
Yeah.
Jinder Mahal. There you go. Jinder Mahal, ex-WWE champion, 74.
No, that's fair. That's completely fair. Johnny Gargano's too low. Stardust is.
And go on what you guys said before. He's just a tag team wrestler.
No, I know. It's correct in that statement, but he is also the first NXT Triple Crown champ. So But Luke Gallows, fair enough. Stardust, fair enough. Rey Mysterio Jr., they're taking the piss a little there.
Ludwig Kaiser below Cameron Grimes.
Well, they're the same rating.
Did you know Liv Morgan's dating Ludwig Kaiser, by the way? I didn't.
Surprise me.
Do you want to elaborate on that, or you just...
Is that true?
Yeah.
It doesn't surprise me. He's a very likable guy, apparently.
Yeah, no, it's literally they've been dating for a little bit. But
Kaiser's very, very talented, though.
Is it
Yeah.
Ludwig Kaiser? I swear it was.
I don't think it's Ludwig Kaiser, but maybe it is.
Last I heard, which you guys said that she'd broken up with him, was
She was with Enzo Amore.
Yeah, that was back when they were both in NXT.
You seen Enzo? He's been on the gear, by the way.
Yeah, like a few of them.
Yeah,
at the moment.
Yeah, but he's huge, man. Or was it? Maybe it wasn't Liv Morgan. Sorry, I think
isn't it Tiffany Stratton that he's dating?
It's Tiffany Stratton. That's the one.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's Tiffany Stratton. No,
that one
Liv
does
Morgan,
surprise me a little bit more, only because of the age gap. But
I think Liv Morgan's dating Bo Dallas. I think it is, or was.
Yeah, that was the last.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, my bad.
They've got a farm together.
Yeah. Yes, my bad. It's Tiffany Stratton. I had the wrong way around. They've been together since 2022. So that one's
This one, like none of these really surprised me too much.
MVP.
Randy Orton, too.
Randy Orton, 68. Really?
It's 02. Like that's his debut.
He was still the legend killer back then.
He was the legend killer.
Akira Tozawa still hurts me a little, and R-Truth, but I get it.
Legend Killer was after 02.
No.
I thought Legend Killer was
I also swear, like, he was rated way higher than that in the WWE games at that time.
Oh, it probably would have been.
He would have been at least would have been in the 70s.
Evolution. He was in Evolution and had turned into
the
so Legend Killer. No.
Legend Killer came like a year or two after Evolution.
No, it was Legend Killer. It was a Legend Killer at the end of 02. So it still counts.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I think that is
probably not for that. Probably not for that exact period 02 Orton, but still. Eric
Bischoff getting the bottom spot.
Just a nice big middle finger to Eric Bischoff. That's funny.
Probably a little bit.
He's still rated higher than Vince McMahon.
All right, into the females.
Oh, this one's going to hurt too.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting.
Well, at least the top three are current.
And probably accurate. Oh, Rousey. Mm-hmm.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, is current Becky Lynch really a 94?
Nah.
I don't think she's even close.
88 maybe.
The one that I think is really bad is Trish Stratus at 9 with an 89.
Do you think she should be lower?
No, she should be higher.
Oh, okay, good. That's okay. I thought you were saying my brain.
That'll be
like Trish Stratus is probably
run Trish Stratus is an 89.
Yeah, maybe. But
if it's current run Trish Stratus, then yeah.
Like Trish Stratus is, you have to say, at the moment, she may be overtaken by the end of their careers, but at the moment, Trish Stratus is probably the greatest women's wrestler ever in terms of what she's achieved and what she means to the women's division.
And if you have to take in Trish Stratus as current status wrestler, she has legend status. Undertaker is current status legend status wrestler, and he's a 90-5.
Yes.
So, So no, Trish should still be.
And like China being an 88, it really angers me. But
do you want her higher as well?
Yeah, because if you're doing it based on attributes, like she should have
strength,
higher attributes than arguably anyone. But then if you're doing it based on, again, like impacts and where they were in the roster and that sort of thing, like she was so big that she had to be moved to the men's roster in her time.
I'm not here or there about it personally, but I do. Oh my god, Liv Morgan at an 85 is insane. That's
higher than Alexa Bliss.
Bailey being an 85 too is nuts considering where she's.
Yeah,
I know. This would have been dependent on her place on the card probably about 6 months ago, but still,
but in saying that, you've then got Tiffany Stratton at 79.
Yeah, especially after that banger of an elimination chamber match, and you get a
I mean,
79.
she should be rated higher than Piper Niven.
Everyone should be rated harder than Piper Niven.
And to be honest, Shayna Baszler as well. Like,
Yeah.
she hasn't really done much in the last couple of years.
No.
Like Natalia being rated higher than Tiffany Stratton hurts a little. Because she's not
McMahon at a 75.
above Zelina Vega. Oh, okay.
And Cora Jade, Blair Davenport, Gigi Dolan, Carmella,
Carmella.
Chanson Carter. Wow.
Yeah, okay. That's
Rhea Ripley, 17.
Yeah, that was her first year in. That's,
that was.
She wasn't. She wasn't great back then.
That. I'm okay with that.
Oh, she was good. She was, but she was nowhere near great.
She's not on the level she is now. So like that,
No.
I'm honestly okay.
Yeah, Bianca's 17 as well. Like like Scarlett. That's doing Meechin a bit dirty.
Maxine
68.
Dupree should be lowest rated, but
like she's rated higher than Indy Hartwell.
Yeah.
I'm doing Nikki Cross dirty as well a little bit there. But then Nikki's not even been seen on TV for nearly a year.
By your logic, Sean, it's kind of fair that Maxine Dupree is higher than some of those because she is being given a little bit more of a push than them.
Got to feel a bit bad for her at the moment, Maxine Dupree, like the crap she's been receiving. And
did you see the interview with her where she was talking about it? I think it was the other day.
No.
And she is well aware that she's getting flack for being too green. And her sort of point is, look, I'm learning on the job, and I hope that people understand that I'm learning on the job. I didn't necessarily like ask for this, but I'm going to do my best.
Yeah, it's not her. It's not her fault.
I thought that was pretty fair enough.
And they've got to realize as well, they didn't bring her up to the main roster to be a wrestler.
Yeah,
she brought her up for her looks to be a manager.
Yes.
Yeah. And now Troops has decided to go in that direction, and it's best we've got to be fair on this because, like, I won't pin you on this, but I will pin me on this sheet because I've been like when we watched the Rumble, I was heavily.
Oh no, I made some comments about how green she is as well, but at the same time,
I still, she doesn't deserve to be absolutely.
I wouldn't go into a crowd and sit there and boo her.
No, she deserves criticism to improve, not abuse. They're two very different things. So
I also think it's unfair to point that criticism towards her in a way because she hasn't been given the time to build those skills yet, and that's not her fault. So I think if you're going to criticize anyone, you have to criticize the people booking her into those matches when she's not ready, and that's not her fault.
And the development center for not giving her enough reps to have it somewhat right by the time they have put her out there.
Exactly.
So, but I hope for her sake, like that improvement comes, but I'm sure it will. But
all of this could be motivation for her as well. So
she can handle it all athletically. It's just a matter of building those skills, and I think she's dedicated enough to. Yeah.
What when they put her in? What rating do you reckon they'll give Nia Jax?
Oh, they're going to give us something ridiculous. It'll be like a 90 at least.
Yeah. But I think if they give her a rating like that, because it's like, oh my god, she can just like squash everyone. She's so big and so powerful. Then China should have a higher rating.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but don't know how they work their ratings out for Legends, but they obviously do it some way that a lot of people don't agree with.
Like us.
Should probably move on considering we've been on that for 40 minutes.
What do you mean? Yeah.
So a couple of stories came out from Helldivers this week. First one being that people thought these were actually some of the devs like testing out the new weaponry, new machines, stuff like that in game as a bit of a, you know, hey, look what's coming sort of thing, and using it as a bit of advertisement. Turns out it was actually cheaters that had got into the code and source code and found this stuff and were using them on PC. And turns out we are getting some mechs and the like warthog type buggy things from like Halo style. A couple of people that I did see around on X that I still can't believe I just called it X, but anyway, have said that using the mechs makes the game really easy. Like, so they're obviously designed for the harder levels once you get to them, which will be interesting. Now, the second story I found for these guys, I'm just going to try and get this up here now, because this is a bit of an interesting one. So it's 2 games, one called Soul on Board and another one called Do Not Smile. Now, when I saw this earlier, you could still click here and it would take you to the game page.
Look at the second one. Look at the second one. Do Not Smile, the last line of offense and list in the Helldivers and join the fight.
This is the one I'm actually going to click on, because it still has, as you can see, all the blurb.
The whole, on the right, Helldivers 2, the story so far.
Yeah. Still has the Helldivers logo.
27 people do not recommend.
Wait, look at the right side. Helldivers is so well optimized. It only takes 21 megabytes of disk space and uses 90 gigabytes of RAM.
So it seems that both of these games, although they are supposedly from different developers, seem to be from the same person, and they did this with 2 different games, and scammed a few people out of some money, which is not ideal and should not be done. And the fact that Steam seemed to have a back end much like YouTube, where developers can just go in and change this stuff, seems a little bit iffy. It's probably really handy on a developer's side, like when you're going in there to, update for, patches or stuff like that. It's probably really, really good for them. But at the same time,
actually reminds me a little bit more of Amazon, because Amazon sellers can do that, and they use it as a tactic. So go on and make one product, go in and change the listing essentially to someone else, to something else. It's not great.
Shipping, everybody.
It's really not great. And on the first point, it really frustrates me that hackers and those sorts of groups of people have decided to target game developers in the last few years. Once upon a time, they would target Sony, like the PlayStation Network. They might target publishers, but targeting developers these days,
especially smaller
it really annoys me. And like this similar thing happened to Insomniac earlier this year, with them being hacked and a bunch of employee information, like personal information, being leaked and all that sort of stuff. It's really not great, and I don't understand why hackers feel the need to target video game developers like this, even if they're doing it, in this instance to try to find out something that's going to happen in the game or whatever it might be, whatever their motivations were. I just think it's so unfair, especially when Helldivers has had such a great release.
Yeah, well, apparently, so speaking of hacking, Epic was hacked the other day as well. By a ransomware group. Epic have stated that there was zero evidence on their end that this has happened.
Right.
And apparently, all these details, despite there being no evidence put out there to say that they were, there is something out there on the dark web where you can apparently purchase this information. But I mean, that was 5 days ago, and that was the last that anybody's heard of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like the ransomware group came out and said, "Yep, we did this." Rah rah, and Epic are like, "Well, we don't see anything. Nothing's come through our system."
I can't believe I'm defending major game studios, but I think they don't also take, like, when it's small. I think it's worse when they put it into smaller developers and publishers, because obviously they've got very, very little to work with as it is. And then when they have games, things like Helldivers, things like Baldur's Gate, just for examples, right? You put those out, say those get breached into, hacked, codes kind of pulled out of it. You're ruining the fact that they have something good going and could ruin the future for the games that come from them and for the customer base. But on top of that, with the big studios, like, let's look at like GTA 6. Let's look at the main basis for that, right? What was it, 2022, 2021, when all that alpha footage, pre-alpha footage got leaked, right? Yeah. How long do you think that set the world back? Because like, we ended up knowing that GTA 6 did exist. That's cool. But imagine the effect that it might have had if Rockstar had just been given the time to work on it. Maybe it comes out at the same time, but we also don't get sit around and hung about for the next 2 years while we wait on a bloody teaser trailer on top of that.
Yeah.
And then the fact is now is that Rockstar can take their sweet little time with it because everyone knows it's coming and they're just going to do whatever they want. Whereas, they may have been able to actually give us more news the closer it was to being ready for everybody. And the chances are Rockstar could have scrapped that game entirely if they hadn't received good feedback.
They were never going to scrap that game.
I'm just saying, as an option, Rockstar are big enough, they could choose to just go down the let's do GTA Online forever and scrap it.
Dude, with the reports coming out that they've already put $2 billion into this game, do you honestly think they were going to scrap it?
What do you think $2 billion is worth to them these days, though? If this was 10 years ago, I'd say it's don't get me wrong. That's a monumental amount of money, obviously.
Well,
for a game studio whose yearly turnover is usually $1 billion plus, like, I know that's not pure profit, but they could very well scrap that game now and be fine. Be absolutely
100%. But I mean, you're probably going to lose a lot of investment.
Yeah,
like investors are going to pull.
Either way, that is showing away from the topic point of the fact is that it could have strayed it so far badly away from the path it was going at. And when you do it to big developers have the power to turn around and be like, well, you're not getting this anyway.
And also, like, as a gamer or as a hacker or whatever, as much as you might think that Take-Two Interactive or even Rockstar Games deserve it, the developers who are working so hard at Rockstar North in Scotland don't deserve that to happen to something that they've worked so hard on for years.
They're not the ones making billions of dollars.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're not.
I'd hope they're being compensated fairly. Who knows? But like, they're the ones that are having to go through the suffrage for the big companies to deal with it, and you're just going to throw their babies out of the window like that.
Exactly. Like they're the ones who deserve to have their art, if you can, if you can accept calling it that, and I will call it that. They're the ones who are having their art sort of bastardized in a way.
Yeah, 100%.
Like if you've got the ability and these talents to hack, go do something worthwhile.
Yeah, go be an ethical hacker, man. You can go get paid plenty of enough money to do it. Like,
But not only that, like there are plenty of companies that have probably not condoning illegal stuff, but I mean there are plenty of dodgy companies out there that probably have something worth looking at.
There's also plenty of companies that will also take on unethical hackers to understand how to strengthen, like good companies that'll take on unethical hackers to strengthen their own systems too. So like, you could always do it to help people. And obviously some people just like chaos, and there's some people who do it to either companies or corporations or to whatever things that would be called in the unnecessary evil of the world. But there's just ones that just want to see people pissed off and see parts of the world burn for no reason, and you don't. It just doesn't make sense.
I also want to make clear that I'm not necessarily directing this towards people who are, sort of reverse engineering game code in order to make mods, etc.
Yeah.
Certain developers will have negative opinions about people who make mods. That's fine, but my belief is that most of those people are doing it in good faith and are doing it to try to make improvements to the game for other gamers, and in most cases it's harmless. But people who are reverse engineering game code for negative reasons, and even more so, hackers who are targeting video game developers, that's what I have a problem with.
Yeah, 100%. It's like, what do you get out of it at the end of the day? Like, you could ruin everyone's experience just because you wanted to use a biomech 2 weeks before everyone else did. Like, what's the point?
Yeah, exactly. And that sort of leads me into what I wanted to talk about on Fortnite. So obviously the new season's coming, or the current season is coming to an end, and the new one starts this week. And there is currently a Titan hand that has appeared on the map and has dropped Pandora's box.
Pandora's box.
Yeah. So I'm thinking of Doctor Who and the Pandorica. Pandora's box is now floating above the island, or dangled from a chain. And it has been said that it needs a community effort to open this box.
So we all have to shoot it?
By plowing bullets into this box.
Oh.
Now, someone worked out, I don't know how they worked it out, but someone on Reddit has worked out it needs 256 billion bullets.
Billion with a B, right?
With a B. Now, that isn't such a hard task when you think of the amount of players that play Fortnite, how many games run every hour. But people are now taking aim at griefers because people are trying to get this event to happen before it clicks over tomorrow. And people are just coming through and wiping out the lobby who are sitting there trying to do it.
So padding their kill death ratio.
Stats, yeah. You said 52 billion, yeah?
256 billion.
Oh. Okay.
So I assume someone's been able to see like how much, like a live damage counter.
I don't know if there is a live damage counter. I haven't been on there for a few days. But so he's come up with this number. I think it's obviously roughly worked out time, players.
Do we know
say how many players over how much time that many bullets is?
Do we know what the average amount of concurrent players in the world is for Fortnite at anyone, like at peak time? It'd have to be.
Because I put it down. Made this impossible to do.
If you put in I put an average of 18 rounds for a clip. So depending on whether you're unloading an SMG and an assault rifle or whatever, I feel like 18 is probably a good amount. That would take, if they put 18 bullets in, it would take 14.2 billion people. So obviously that's not right. That's too many. So we have to take into effect that people are probably going to put in multiple rounds. So what, you could say they may be putting in 100 each. So 256.
So, yeah. Just looking at this.
It's like 2.5 billion people, which isn't necessarily correct, obviously.
On Twitch alone.
Okay.
So this is active player IO. Twitch alone in the last hour, there was 670,000 people streaming it.
Right now, there's 908,000 people currently playing.
So how long would it take 1 million people unloading How many bullets could you shoot in a minute?
256
Yeah.
billion divided by 1 million people.
You could probably unload.
It's 256,000 bullets.
150?
Each. 256,000 bullets each.
Yeah.
Is that worked out on the 9.8 thousand currently playing?
The 980,000.
Yeah, is that
that's rounded? That's rounded to a million average. So rounded to a million average to 256 billion. Literally just dividing it by a million is 256,000 bullets. You divide it by the fact that probably in every minute you can get off with reloading maybe about 40 or 50 sheep. It's probably the.
I
if
reckon
you say you get 5 assault rifles, you got 5 assault rifles. Shit, yeah.
18. It's about 100 in a minute.
Yeah, but some people are going to have sniper rifles or
things that you've also got some people will use like the rocket launcher.
Yeah,
I'm going to
use an average
6
of
shots and do damage.
I'm going to use an average of about probably 65. Let's just it's a good so 65. So let's say per minute. So it would take them 3,938 minutes divided by 60. 65 hours per person on average. Obviously that is very, very rough, but 65.64 hours. So divided by 4, it's 2 3/4 days. If a million people did it every day, and they did it,
you need at least 2 million people every day, roughly.
Yeah. But this is keep in mind that's 2.2 3/4 days if they literally consecutively just shot bullets into it. So you would have to take
non-stop if they spent 24
sleep,
hours
stop times, lobby. It's probably about 5 days per person if you had a million doing it.
I'm on here right now.
When did it come out? That's probably my
Friday. Friday.
So then it'll probably.
Friday.
I reckon it'll be done by about Wednesday. That's probably if I had to put it into anything with all the people.
So in the last 24 hours, there was 3,873,394 people play Fortnite.
Yeah. Right. Not everyone has obviously shot 5 rounds into it, so you got to say at least probably 2 million did. So I'd say probably Wednesday.
And not all of them would have unloaded however many rounds we said they were going to.
No, but you might also get full lobbies.
Yeah. What are the odds of people landing where it is and then only finding finite ammo, finite weapons?
From what I've read, people are running around and trying to get whole lobbies to come together.
Yeah, to do it.
They're starting on the outside of the map.
Yeah.
Clearing everything on the way in. And then just unloading everything.
Yeah.
On it.
Also, just a fun fact sheet. You didn't spell your name correctly. Brennan Hoff.
Yeah, no, I didn't. It's taken us 58 minutes to realise that.
I knew that about 10 minutes ago. I was just wondering if it would. What is it? What's the thing we're shooting at again? I forget this.
Pandora's box.
Oh.
So
you always have to give it credit.
If they manage to do it, they better hope that it's a good reward.
Well, I am going to bed after this podcast. I am going to try and do a little bit of WWE 2K23 to try and get this platinum before tomorrow, when 24 comes out.
Good timing.
Just FYI, Pandora's box already got opened. It's already done.
When?
About 12 hours ago.
Oh, good.
Well, there you go.
Just wasted the last 10 minutes.
There you go.
We are so professional.
Well,
I was just looking it up. I was like, what are the chances it's open?
When I wrote this story,
it was 14 hours ago.
It was about 14 hours ago. Before this fucking.
They'll officially drop the proper teaser trailer and everything tomorrow. So, if you do want a visual of it here, and a sound off for it. Share screen. That's fine.
Music.
No, I've turned the sound off. It's literally just this. So it's this big, swirling, twisting tornado of fire.
Well,
At the moment.
that's a bit underwhelming.
So, yeah. Well, there's a few things in it, like they show this hands and faces and stuff. But there'll be a proper teaser to it tomorrow now that that's been done. So I guess it was more quicker that they do that. You know, the quicker they've obviously shown that they can get the teaser out. So
yeah.
Credit to Epic though. You know, they always do make a bit of an event out of it. So fair play.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you guys.
Well, it's more interesting than Activision being like, "Here's a new map. It's actually a map that's 8 years old. Have fun." SBMM.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I don't know if you guys actually remember the first time that they got to like the end of a chapter on Fortnite.
What, when they had the break or whatever it was?
Yeah, the Big Bang thing that happened.
Mm.
So now, like at the end of each chapter, which is usually December time, it'll like you'll be on the map and then it'll just go in to the event and there'll be the whole new trailer and the new map appears and blah blah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Back then, the first time they did it, everything got sucked up into a black hole and then it just went black. Nobody could play the game for a week. The game was just offline. Nobody knew it was coming back, and then all of a sudden, boom, map appears. New island.
Cool. Yeah.
But everybody was talking about it. Like it was.
Yeah, it's clever marketing.
Yeah. Well,
all right. We should probably get on to Reverse Tenable.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're an hour in. I promise not to ruin it this time.
No, I'm going to put mine up first. I still need to go back and
I don't think you've gone first ever, have you?
I think the first one I went first. All right. My list in no particular order is going up into the comments. Shrek, Finding Nemo, Wallace and Gromit: Curse of the Were-Rabbit, WALL-E, Big Hero 6, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Toy Story 4, Zootopia, Brave, and The Incredibles.
Are these like top 10 grossing animated films?
No, they're in no particular order.
Animated films that had the biggest opening weekends.
Nope.
They're not all Pixar, obviously, because Wallace and Gromit's in there. So Spider-Man, Zootopia was DreamWorks, I think.
Yeah.
This is a tricky one.
Shrek.
They all have
is also DreamWorks.
They all have the same director.
No, that was going to be my Reverse Tenable. I was going to have a list
Scorsese
of
movies.
No, a list of movies that were written and directed by Edgar Wright.
Oh, never would have gotten that.
Well, you probably would have, because if there had have been actual 10 movies, you've got The World's End, Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead.
Yep. Okay.
Ant-Man, Baby Driver, Scott Pilgrim versus the World, Adventures of Tintin.
God, that's a great list.
Yeah,
that is a great list.
It's such a great list.
But in saying that as well, the likes of the Adventures of Tintin and Ant-Man, he wrote, but then got taken off those movies before he actually directed them.
Yeah.
So he's still credited as the writer, but he never actually directed those movies, which is a disappointment because he's such a good director.
Yeah, yeah.
Have these all won? Nah, I'm gonna shush. Actually, I want to see Stu guess some.
No, get it out. Go on.
I get its feeling. It's something to do with awards, but I can't think of what it would be called specifically for these. Is it just like they've all won best animated film or something, or best cartoon at the Oscars?
Close. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Oh,
okay.
yeah. Okay.
They all won Best Animated Movie, or the Academy Award for the Best Animated Movie.
Yeah.
Shrek was the very first one to do it in 2001.
Was that the first year they had the award?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Deserved. Gotta say.
Yeah, very much so. I don't know why that wasn't probably one of our first guesses, considering the movies that are there. They're all.
I did think about it, and then I thought that's too obvious. But
he did say
go.
before it might have been very easy. He did say that.
I did say before we went on there, it was probably going to be very easy. I try not to make them overly hard at the moment. Like because if I make
mine have just been a pain in the butt the last couple of times.
If I go too far out of the box, nobody gets them.
Mm-hmm.
But then if I don't go too far out of the box, I make them way too easy.
Yeah, so you got to find the middle.
Like nobody would have got the Edgar Wright one, but then I come out with this one.
Oh, Stu might have, but I wouldn't have.
I reckon a lot of his would have probably gone down to Simon Pegg and Nick Frost.
I would have been there as well. Yeah. Okay. I'll go last this time. Stu, you want to go next?
Sure, I'll go next.
Shoddy last.
Popping them into the comments. So, in no particular order, Cleopatra, Gandhi, Around the World in 80 Days, Metropolis, The Ten Commandments, Waterloo, The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King,
I reckon I know.
War and Peace, and Spartacus. Well, do you want to have the first guess, Jack, just in case Sean does have it?
But actors, films that all had the same directing cast in them. I have no idea.
Whoa, that is a really bad guess, given how old some of the movies are.
No, I know.
No, I might actually be completely fucking wrong there.
Well, just go for it. We could be over and done within 5 minutes here.
Are they? They're all based on world-renowned books.
No.
I know War and Peace, Ben-Hur, Lord of the Rings.
Waterloo's not based on a book, it's based on a real-life event.
Round the World in 8 Days. See, that throws me out. Round the World in 8 Days.
I'm assuming you're talking about the original film.
Yeah. Which version of Round the World?
The 1956 version.
Yeah. Were they all the biggest budget movies of their time?
No.
Is it the no? Because there's a couple of omissions that would be in here for it. Did they all have? Did all these films win an Oscar for something?
They probably did, but no.
But it's not the.
I was gonna say if going by that, I was gonna say.
I would have said best supporting actor.
No, with Stu, I would have said that they'll win the best soundtrack.
No,
that's very nice.
It's not that. I did think about going something to do with soundtracks. But I thought most of them will be too obvious or just too difficult to guess if you didn't know the composers.
The fact that it's Lord of the Rings Return of the King.
It's very specific.
Yeah. Did they all hold the record at some point for the longest running movie?
No.
They weren't the highest grossing movie of their genres, were they? Of their time? No. Something like that.
I don't think you're thinking out of the box enough.
Right. Okay.
But if you've seen a few of these films, at least few of them, when you know the answer, you go, that makes sense.
Are they all movies based on a war or a battle?
No.
No, Around the World in 80 Days, bro.
Well, yeah, I know that's the one that threw me. But I mean, technically, there is a scientific battle happening within that
And
movie.
Gandhi, not really, sort of.
Every other one makes fucking sense.
So
Can
it's
we
not
get rid
to
of
do
Gandhi and put 300 in there?
Spartacus. Next to Spartacus, by the way. Good. Give us a hint. We're a bit screwed here.
Um,
You have to think of a hint that doesn't.
It's quite difficult to give you a hint, really,
Nah.
without giving it away.
It's not award related, is it?
It's not award related. No. No, it's got nothing to do with awards.
So,
runtime, maybe.
Is it location based?
No, it's not location based.
Yeah, I don't think Cleopatra was filmed in New Zealand, sheep.
No, but I'm pretty sure not all of Lord of the Rings was filmed in New Zealand.
It wasn't. Not all of it was.
Oh. Is it to do with the production company?
It's not to do with a production company. No, not really. I can tell you in first place is Gandhi.
Oh, it's a top 10.
So it is a top 10 in no particular order. And like the list that I've given is in no particular order, but it is a top 10. So it's a randomized top 10. First place is Gandhi.
I get the feeling it's like movies with the longest run time.
It's nothing to do with runtime.
Are they?
It's not highest. But it wasn't films that had like highest amount of fatalities or workplace related injuries or something like that, was
it? No. Have you both seen Gandhi?
I haven't.
No.
Okay.
I have not.
I won't
I'm
give you any
assuming
other clues related to Gandhi then.
Is it?
Which of those films have you seen apart from the obvious ones?
Around the World in 80 Days, Waterloo, Lord of the Rings, Return of the Kings,
Okay, if you've
Spartacus,
seen Waterloo, you should know like an interesting stat about it that relates to this list.
Is it the most amount of actors used on a movie?
I am going to give it to you for that because it is the most amount of extras used in the film.
Yeah, that's honestly, we wouldn't have gotten close if you'd told him no. So
yeah,
Gandhi makes sense. Gandhi makes sense.
There are apparently 300,000 extras for the funeral scene in Gandhi.
Cleopatra
and the Waterloo one, they used 15,000 Soviet soldiers to shoot those scenes in Waterloo. There are also apparently
Around the World in 80 Days.
Yeah, Around the World in 80 Days, 68,894 extras.
Just nuts.
Oh, it makes so much
CGI
sense
these days.
Yeah, and so when you think about the fact that they're all epics and they all had to use lots of extras, when you think about the movies, if you've seen a number of them, it really does make sense.
Oh, it's so annoying. Okay.
I knew something based around the battles.
Yeah, like you have to think about just the fact that they're all epics and think, well, what do you need to make epic movies? You need a lot of actors.
I mean, could you imagine if Avengers Endgame had actually used all those real people?
Yeah,
when they're all coming out of the
as far as I understand, Return of the King only just makes it into that list because for a lot of those battle scenes they were CGI, but they did also have a lot of extras, and they did hire thousands of extras for those movies, and specifically Return of the King more than the other two.
I do remember about that on the DVD.
They sort of did like open casting calls in New Zealand to hire like anyone who wanted to to take part.
They basically hired the whole fucking country. All right, Jack, your turn.
Okay. So I'll pop the list in. So I've got I've got The Color Purple, The Turning Point, True Grit, American Hustle, The Elephant Man, Shawshank Redemption, Wolf of Wall Street, It's a Wonderful Life, A Clockwork Orange, and Psycho.
Great list of films.
Yeah.
Very much so. Mine's not very far out of the box. It's not really at all, to be honest.
Psycho and Clockwork Orange throw me off a little bit.
They're not genre related. Like
no, but I was gonna say, are they all biopics?
No.
Well, based on true stories. More than biopics. But
also, you know what? While you guys are thinking, yeah, go ahead, Cheap.
Did they? No, 'cause The Color Purple's only just come out, hasn't it? Within like the last 2-3 months.
Oh yeah. There was one from. Yeah.
Or is this a different one?
The one that came out last year is not the original one.
No.
Okay.
So it's not the one I'm quoting. That's why you confuse me. I'm talking about the 1985 version, which has Oprah Winfrey in it.
Did the director win Best Director at the Academy Awards for each of these movies?
Nope. Definitely didn't win that.
Did they win Best Picture?
No.
No. Was it? Is it something like the leading actor has won an Academy Award at some point in their career, but not for this film?
Maybe the case, but it's not the answer.
Yeah, right.
But it seems like you guys are in.
So it's something to do with the Academy Awards or award shows?
Like awards. Like, yeah. I'm not really willing to give you a specific award show yet, whether it's yet. We're still a bit early in it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say whether it's like Golden Globes or
Best Supporting Actor.
Nope.
Oh. No.
Go on. Just say it.
I was going to say, were the directors or
no.
What is it? Okay.
It's nothing to do with directors, then.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I couldn't make it any clearer.
No, it's all right. I wasn't supposed to go down the director route, and then I realised that you can only go down that route as a director. Or actually, no.
You have to elaborate on what you're saying, but did the composer what? No.
Okay. So it's not composer related. I said you guys are in the right.
I said you guys are in the right field.
I was thinking of the EGOT.
Speaking of, I just looked at American Hustle. You know what I watched for the first time last night? American Gangster.
Oh, great film.
Bloody brilliant film. Also star-studded. My goodness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Heavy hitters all the way down.
It makes me wonder why that film is not more talked about, because it not only is it a great film, but it's just like star-studded lineup. So why isn't it just
much like Gangster in New York?
Probably for how negative.
Massive.
Yeah, it's probably more for how negative the reviews came out about it because of how incorrect, factually incorrect it was.
Yeah.
On the life of Lucas, von Frank Lucas. So they really dragged it through the mud for that. But it's still a great film. Brilliant film. But then again, most things with Denzel as leading man are pretty brilliant, so you know.
Yeah, not deja vu.
Are these classed as the best movies not to win the best film?
No.
No, because several of them did.
Did
I
they?
think.
Did they?
I believe so.
The only two there that I would say did would have been Elephant Man and Shawshank.
Elephant Man, definitely. Psycho might not have won Best Picture, but I'm pretty sure it won Academy Awards. A Clockwork Orange surely did.
Nah. I think Kubrick might have won Best Director, but I don't think it won Best Film. Let us know in the comments if you got any guesses, guys.
Yeah.
Turning Point, True Grit, American Hustle, Elephant Man, Shawshank, Wolf of Wall Street, A Wonderful Life, Clockwork Orange, Psycho. Did they all win the Golden Globe for Best Picture?
They might have, but no, it's not what I'm looking for. It's not my prerogative.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did the Golden Globes even exist as far back as Psycho?
Yeah,
they did. Yeah, right.
Oh, Psycho,
I don't know how old the Golden Globes are.
They're pretty old.
They are very old. They're not as old as the Academy Awards, but
no.
Yeah, they're up there. The Globes, let's look here. Were they even nominated? Yeah, they won. Psycho won Best Supporting Actress. Janet Leigh won Best Supporting Actress, the Golden Globe. So for Psycho, so it was definitely all of them have Golden Globe nominations. But the fact I had to look it up should probably tell you the answer is not related to the Golden Globes.
Yeah.
Did they all win?
Apparently, I make mine too hard, and I'm not trying to.
Sorry, you go first, Sean. I've got.
Is it that they all win one Best Actor and Actress at the Golden Globes, or actor and supporting?
I said it wasn't Golden Globes.
I meant at the Academy.
Something like highest grossing films that have only won one Academy Award.
You're starting to walk the tightrope, but that's not the answer.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's probably the closest answer I've heard.
Yeah.
But neither part of what you said is correct. But
yeah,
it's
sure.
the closest.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Why am I the hardest one? Well, shit. Sue's was actually
it took a long time to get mine. Yeah.
Sue's was actually the hardest, but Sheep just kind of got probably in the best realm we could have. So.
I mean, I can go back to making mine super hard if you really want.
It's okay. No, I just mean I feel like the ones I make, I feel like I try to actually make them relatively the facts aren't the answers aren't necessarily difficult. It's just but I always kind of have to figure out what you guys are going to determine as easy.
Because I think all of these are books, I think, but then it can't be something like highest grossing, and it's to do with award shows. But it can't be like most number of awards for films based on books, because then Lord of the Rings would be in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Is it a top 10? That's the thing.
Yep.
It is top 10. Okay.
But it's not no, yeah.
Okay,
there was a hold on, I will elaborate. There was a top 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I use the 10? Hold on, let me just look back at this real quick because I've just confused myself. It is a top 10. I'm just making sure I used the 10 and not because it was a top 15, and I'm very certain I used the 10. But I just need to make sure now because I'm confused. There it is. Yeah, no, it was just a 10. So yeah.
So are they, or did they all win Academy Awards while being New York best-selling books?
No. As I said, Stu had the highest.
Yeah,
had the
I'm not sure
highest
that they
guess
all are
before.
books. I just think.
Yeah,
they're-
no, I was just running off
A
the
lot
back
of them
what
are.
you said.
A lot of them
I
are,
know at
but-
least 8 of them are.
Yeah,
It's-
Wolf of Wall Street's bait.
yeah.
If you had to use some, if you were also pulling some as screen plays from like stage, then I guess you could pull most of them aside as adaptations, but no.
I'm stuck.
So
Yeah.
it wasn't anything to do with highest grossing,
Mm-mm.
and it wasn't films that have won one Academy Award.
No, they hadn't won one. They hadn't won one.
Yeah, so it could be less or it could be more. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually going to let you guys have a couple more guesses before I probably give the hint that'll win it. Because I'm willing to give a win a hint this time because I don't want to have to tell you what it was.
A Clockwork Orange is screaming at me.
Okay.
Like there's a fact I know about A Clockwork Orange that should relate to this.
Yep. Maybe.
So it's something and something. So it's two stats that tie together, I assume.
Yes. Yeah, you are. Yes, there you go.
Is one of those.
I'm not going to give you one. You have to guess. You have to guess both.
I was going to use the process of elimination and try and like at least narrow it down.
I was
Ask me
thinking,
what-
I have an idea, but it's too convoluted, I think,
Yeah,
to put
go
into
on.
words. But I was thinking it's like the highest grossing film. Oh, not highest grossing, because that's not the thing, but I'll explain what I was going to say anyway. Highest grossing film by a director, even though it wasn't that director's film that won the most Academy Awards, if you get what I mean. Because like,
I kind of do,
Alfred
but it's
Hitchcock, I'm pretty sure won more Academy Awards for other films, not Psycho.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's
Yeah.
Nest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and the
no, but
same
that's
with like
also,
A Clockwork Orange, Stanley Kubrick, but yeah,
that's
and Martin
supremely
Scorsese,
convoluted.
Wolf of Wall Street, all of that's
Yeah. You got to remember, Wolf of Wall Street was severely overlooked, like in terms of in the awards. So
that's why I'm thinking along those lines.
It's very, very convoluted. No, too much.
Was it?
I'd like to go to bed.
Yeah. Is it the most awards by... you said it wasn't directorial. Fuck.
It was already a no. Okay, I'm going to give you guys a final hint because I want this to get guessed.
Yeah.
You guys are too hung up on being so sure of how many Academy Awards those movies won.
Okay, I do have a guess. Is it films that have maybe they haven't won an Academy Award. So films that have won the most number of awards that aren't Academy Awards?
No, it's not that.
Or
Cool thought,
highest
but it's definitely
grossing films that haven't won an Academy Award? No, because it's not highest grossing. Yeah.
No, these.
Was I getting warmer with my first guess?
What was the first one again? What won multiple awards?
Won the most awards without winning an Academy Award?
No, it's just purely related to the Academy Awards.
Mm-hmm.
But a lower amount of Academy Awards is a good thought pattern. Let's put it that way.
I said that early doors.
But you didn't match it with the right thing, so...
Is it films that had like Academy Award for the leading actor or actress without winning an award for Best Picture.
No.
Is it? The most nominations and least amount of awards?
I am going to give it to you.
Oh. So
Because
was it most nominations with no awards?
It's the top 10 films that have the most Oscar nominations to have not won one. But Sheep was technically correct when he said the least amount, because the least amount was 0. So
The Elephant Man really didn't win any.
No, and I can tell you how many nominations they all had too. So in 10th was Psycho. Psycho had 4. Main movie it lost out to was The French Connection, especially for Best Picture. That was Clockwork Orange. Clockwork Orange that lost that. Sorry, my bad.
Did it not win Best Supporting Actor? I don't understand that.
Psycho and A Clockwork Orange both had 4 nominations. It's a Wonderful Life and Wolf of Wall Street had 5. Shawshank Redemption had 7. The Elephant Man had 8. American Hustle had 10, and True Grit. The Turning Point and The Color Purple had 11. None of them won a single Academy Award. Most of them did win Golden Globes, though. So whoever started the Golden Globes thing before, like, man, most of them won at least one.
Yeah.
I can't quite around that.
I think that's what the Clockwork Orange thing was leading me to. Because I knew A Clockwork Orange never won anything in the Academy Awards.
You see, I had it in my head that Psycho won best soundtrack.
When you guys, Sheep will see this back in the edit. When you guys started talking about like they definitely had to at least win 1 or 2, I'd been covering my face for about 5 minutes because my poker face is the worst. So I started covering my face so I could not give off the fact that you guys were just nowhere near it. But it was, you guys like, if I'd given my face away at that point in time, you probably would have been like, oh crap.
I wouldn't have even looked because I was looking over here at the comments, like, so that I'm constantly looking at the list.
Yeah.
Well, that's got to be a first. I got both of them.
You did.
Absolute steamrolled this week.
That's crazy, by the way, the Academy Awards. Color Purple, Best Picture, Best Actress, Best Supporting Actress, Best Screenplay, Best Art Direction, Best Cinematography, Best Costume Design, Best Makeup, Best Original Score, Best Original Song. Lost on all of them. That's insanity. Wow.
I remember there being...
They had two actresses supported for nominated for Best Supporting Actresses, by the way. They had 2 in the category. They had Oprah Winfrey and Margaret Avery, and both of them lost.
Like, I remember Shawshank being a bit of an uproar when that didn't win. Oh, hang on.
What?
No, the look on Stu's face was like...
No, it's amazing. Psycho actually didn't get a nomination for Best Soundtrack in 1960.
What?
I cannot believe that. Song Without End won it. Which...
Well, but like this brings me back to the Academy Award thing. Like, sci-fi movies are only just getting some sort of recognition now. In like the last 5-6 years. And even then, they're only winning like best special effects or, best freaking soundtrack.
Yeah,
you think back then they're never going to give it to something like Clockwork Orange that was heavily alluded to drugs. They're never going to give it to Psycho. It's a horror movie.
But it was still out for Hitchcock.
It's a Hitchcock movie, man. And it only got nominated for Best Director, Best Supporting Actress, Best Black and White Art Direction, and Best Black and White Cinematography.
Yeah.
Like,
Elephant Man, probably at the time, they wouldn't have given it to something about a disease.
Yeah.
This is interesting. Just on the Elephant Man, After receiving widespread criticism for failing to honor the makeup effects, the Academy was prompted to create the Academy Award for Best Makeup the following year.
Which it probably would have won.
Yeah.
Definitely would have won.
But it's also...
The film also won the BAFTA for Best Film, Best Actor, Best Production Design.
And, like, this is only an opinion, and I do not support the Academy being this way, but it has long been alluded to that they are quite racist when it comes to certain things.
Yeah.
And that probably leads to The Color Purple not winning anything. They're getting their nominations. And
I think I knew that The Shawshank Redemption never won an Oscar, but
still insane because it's one of the best films of all time. But
if not the best. But debate.
People can go away with Citizen Kane, but I'm not 80.
Citizen Kane is a great film. Yeah.
I'm not saying it's not. It's just dated. Like if you,
lots of films are dated. Like
this is very true. I still like the Bloodsport. I still like Bloodsport, but watching it now, I do realize how not dangerous and like occasional Jean-Claude Van Damme. But
look, I love Bruce Lee movies, and some of them are terrible. But
I still love The Godfather. I watched the first one back the other day, and that scene.
The Godfather is
Waterworld. Anyone?
Godfather is what?
I was going to say The Godfather is not dated.
No.
Still like one of the greatest films ever made.
It's not from an acting standpoint. I'm just talking about like the scene where Sonny goes to the overpass and gets ambushed. Yeah. Just that. just that bit. That's all I'm talking about. Yeah. Nothing else. The rest of it was fine.
I'll tell you what. Speaking of dated,
Apollonia,
I've just started watching The Last Airbender, the live action series that they've done for Netflix.
Any good?
Everything about it, fantastic.
Yeah.
Apart from when they make Aang fly. Anyone else using airbending powers looks fine. When they make him do it, it just looks terrible. And it's the only bit of the show that just... It's like they
really grinds my gears.
It's like they're using 1980s CGI just for him. But everyone else is like perfectly fine. Like, it's really weird. The sets are beautiful. Like, the rest of the bending that they do and the rest of the elements looks amazing. Just when they make him use the air to fly, it just looks terrible. But yet they put him on the Sky Buffalo. Fine. Looks fine.
The more I look at that list, the more I think, like, what an absolute joke it is that those films...
What a crock.
Some of them in particular didn't win an Academy Award.
Oh, yeah.
You've got to be kidding me. And several films on that list are probably in the top 10 films of all time in, like, a lot of people's lists.
Yeah. Yeah, you would... I reckon at least one of those would be in every single person's top 10 list, apart from maybe Blowy.
Because he's not cultured at all.
No. In saying that, Wolf of Wall Street probably is in his top 10, and I'm pretty sure he's watching right now. So, let us know,
like,
Glow.
regardless of what age you are, like, as provided that you're under sort of 40, you probably would have Shawshank Redemption in there. You know, if you're older than that, like, you would probably have like Elephant Man or Psycho or Clockwork Orange in there.
Oh, Jesus.
You're
just going to run with that now.
No, because my computer's not up itself doing that.
It's fair use.
Yeah.
It's amazing that his computer craps out on that.
Yeah, don't get me started. Yeah, no. See, Zach's top 10 films would be American Gangster 9 times, not American Gangster, Training Day 9 times, and then probably The Wolf of Wall Street in 10th.
Yeah,
which,
I mean, don't get me wrong. Training Day is an amazing movie, but
it is an amazing movie. But
Does it have to be one of the best movies of all time?
it depends on whose eyes you're looking in, I guess. It's like
Yeah, exactly. I mean, don't
People
get me wrong.
talk about-
It'd be a top 20.
that's
for me.
always the beautiful thing about film, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
But people talk about Shawshank Redemption as a film that wasn't particularly popular at the time.
It wasn't.
Yeah,
It really wasn't.
which is incredible, really, because when
Yeah,
you
looking
watch
back
it,
at it.
you just think like this. Surely this would have been
Mid
an
2000s.
instant classic. It's
Was what
94.
2006? 94.
94.
What?
yeah. No, I was going to say it has to be.
Yeah,
90s.
yeah, it was.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Think about
There
how
you go.
young Tim Robbins is.
Yeah. Yeah,
Maybe
I
it's
mean,
just
it
the
was
fact that I didn't
mid-90s.
watch it until mid 2000s.
I'm just trying to think what would have beaten it out because 94, 94 was Titanic.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Can't argue for that point. I'm too young.
94 film release. So Stu.
I grew up on 90s movies, though.
Yeah, you did. So, no, it's Forrest Gump.
Yeah, Forrest. Yeah.
So the top
Shawshank Redemption
films,
is undoubtedly like I like Forrest Gump, but Shawshank Redemption is undoubtedly a better movie than Forrest Gump.
Jenny.
Can you guess the top 10 movies, grossing movies from 1994?
Oh, jeez.
I've already given you Forrest Gump. That's number 2.
Pulp Fiction.
No.
Oh no, it's R18. It won't be in there.
It's really hard to like nail down dates for films from that era.
One of these I haven't even heard of. And I'll give you it because you probably might not have heard of it either. Clear and Present Danger is number 10.
No,
I've heard of that.
Either.
It's got Tom Cruise in it, I'm pretty sure.
No,
there's got to be a Tom Cruise movie from 1994.
No, it's Harrison Ford. It's Harrison
It's
Ford.
Harrison
It's Harrison
Ford.
Ford. So when he's in there,
Harrison
you can't
Ford,
handle
William Dafoe, Anne Archer, and James L. Jones.
Am I right? Is there a Tom Cruise movie in the top 10?
Yes.
So I've got to
Number
figure
nine-
out which
number
Tom Cruise
9.
movie came out in
Number
1994.
9 is a Tom Cruise movie. James L. Jones appears again in this list.
James L. Jones?
Oh my god, there's a very obvious.
Oh,
one.
The Lion King.
Yep, number 1.
Yeah, The Lion King, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Mrs. Doubtfire around
No.
this time?
It is around this time, but it's not in there. There is an English movie. There is a Tom Cruise movie.
Is it? Is
There is-
Tom
there-
Cruise?
there is-
Is there
is-
is there is
there
there a
is
Keanu
two-
Reeves? Is there a
There is
Keanu
a
Reeves film in
Keanu
there?
Reeves.
Speed.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Speed, of course.
There is one based on a cartoon.
No, Mrs.
There is-
Doubtfire has to be in there. Like,
There's 2 Jim Carrey movies
94.
and a Schwarzenegger movie.
Dumb and Dumber?
Dumb and Dumber is number 7.
What would the other Jim Carrey? He
The
made 2
Mask.
movies in that year.
The
that
Mask.
He had 3.
The Mask.
He had 3 come out that year,
Jeez.
and yes, it's The Mask. Number
Yeah.
4.
Yeah.
He also had Ace Ventura come out at like the back
Hang
end
on,
of the year.
94. Is it Mission Impossible?
No.
No, it's too early. I swear
Yeah,
Pulp
probably
Fiction's
is
in
too
that
early.
top 10.
94. Yeah, it's A Few Good Men.
Nope.
That's a good shout.
Top Gun.
You st- no.
Is there a Tim Allen movie in there by any chance?
Nope.
Tim Allen.
Yeah.
I
Am I
mean, he
thinking of the
might
right
be
film?
in one of the movies, but
Yeah. Wasn't the Santa Claus? Didn't the Santa Claus come out in 1994?
Surely that's not in the top 10 grossing movies of that year. Surely not.
it
Movie.
might. It might
That film grossed $200 million, Stu.
Did it?
Yeah.
My God, it's rubbish.
you say
Oh, yeah, it's a
200?
Disney
Did
film.
you say 200 million?
I said near of. Well, I meant near of. Yeah.
No, number 10 made
surely not.
215.
Oh, there you go.
Was it? Weren't there only a handful of movies that had made like 200 million prior to like Avengers?
No, it was more in like the
no.
500 million to $1 billion range. A lot of films have
Yeah.
made 300 million gross.
Oh, maybe adjusted for inflation.
Yeah, maybe.
So you've still got the Tom Cruise movie that also starred Brad Pitt, the English movie, the one based on a cartoon.
I want to know if you did in-year grosses or calendar grosses. That's my...
Well, it says highest
Just say
grossing
that.
films of 1994 worldwide.
So that's presumably during that year.
Mm.
You've still
English
got the Keanu
movie.
Reeves movie, and you
English
still have
movie.
the...
How? I said Speed.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
yeah,
first
you did.
Matrix...
Sorry.
I was going to say, the first Matrix film wasn't there yet.
The Schwarzenegger movie.
Is it a Terminator film?
Oh.
No.
Is it the Christmas one?
No.
No.
I just decided to look this up just to make sure. The Santa Claus is in there.
Not according to this. Because this will be the money made in 1994.
Yeah, and if it had come out at Christmas, it would have only had like a week to make.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
technically,
fair.
most of its money would have been made in 95. Well, how much did it make?
It was less than what you were saying, so like that's fine. I just... You're right.
So you've still got 9, 8, 6, and 3.
Give us a hint about this English film.
4 weddings and a funeral.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
He's got the list in front of him now. He looked it up.
I'm looking at movies made in that came out in 1994.
Oh well,
I'm not
that's
looking at-
cheating. Come on, man.
I didn't look at top. I don't know what some of these films came out.
Yeah, but
Hey, I didn't look up gross office box. I literally just put up films released in 1999, and I said heaps that weren't in the top 10. So eat me. Also, this isn't a part of anything, so we're doing this competition.
True. The show should have already ended by now.
Yeah. Good night, everyone. Yeah.
I want you to get these last 3.
What have we got to guess?
Number 9, a Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise movie.
What's the hint for number 9?
A Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise movie.
Oh, that is okay. That
is the hint for number 9.
Yeah.
Number 8.
It's that film.
Number 6 was it's based on a cartoon, but it's live action. And number
You're
3,
gonna hate. You're gonna hate the answer to the Tom Cruise films, too.
Yeah. And number 3 is the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. Predator?
No, that was 80s.
Oh, is it True
Yeah,
Lies?
I thought so. I'm just trying to think of Schwarzenegger movies.
True Lies.
Yeah.
Third highest grossing movie that year. 378.8 million.
Bad film. Bad film.
So go on. What is this Brad Pitt movie?
Interview with the Vampire.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
How was that in the top 10?
Well, it was a very, very popular book series at the time, and it had Tom Cruise.
I suppose,
and
like
Brad Pitt
anything Tom Cruise is big as well. So,
Yeah. For all the Katie Holmes stuff, that was.
I mean, and just to add, like this is the poster that they had for it.
How are we still going? Yeah, I know exactly.
That's the poster. So now that I've put that up there, and you've still got number 6 to get, did you see what it was?
I did.
Did Stu bother to look?
Oh my god, are we still doing it?
Well, it wasn't up until you. Oh my god!
Yeah.
I think I probably could have been guessing for an hour and wouldn't have got the Flintstones.
Yeah. All right.
That's the show. Drop a like, follow, subscribe. You know the drill. And we will see you throughout the week, because at some point I want to actually get some recording done this week. But not only that, I will be going live every single day this week with WWE 2K24 and Fortnite stuff starting at about 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. So we'll see you there.
Damn.
Any of you boys got anything you want to add?
I think so.
No, I'm good. I'm going to bed. We'll see you guys on the next one.
Catch you guys.
Night.